Yeah, we are live. Let me rearrange my cam one more time since I would like to see you. Okay. So, we have tonight Felix from Romania. Um, by the way, Felix, first of all, we would like to hear more about you, who you are actually, and I will let people know about you because I know that you don't mention all the awesome skills that you have. So I will mention those things.
Yeah, of course.
And for tonight, probably we are going to have some questions in Turkish, so I will translate it to you via live chat. So let me explain this thing to my Turkish viewers. So I'm switching to Turkish right now. Merhaba arkadaşlar, hoş geldiniz. Bugün chatte Türkçe sorular sorabilirsiniz. Romanya'dan Felix arkadaşımız bizlerle. Kendisi benim görüp tanıştığım çok başarılı developerlardan birisidir. Aslında team lead kendisi. Baya da havalı işler yapıyor. Biraz da mütevazı, biraz da bayağı mütevazı bir arkadaşımız. Bu akşam yaşadığı deneyimleri, yaşadığı sorunları, tavsiyeleri falan paylaşacak bizlerle. Eğer sorularınız olursa direkt eğer yani Türkçe sorarsanız ben real time çeviri yapacağım. Okay, back to English.
Back to
Welcome
English.
Felix.
I almost understand what you said.
Yeah, I was saying nice things about you.
Yeah,
about
I hope.
about where you live, what is your phone number, kind of thing,
Okay.
some private information. So, how are you? And first of all, thank you for joining us today. It's
No, I
really
thank
important
you
to
for
me.
the invitation. It's first time when I'm doing something like that, so I'm a bit nervous. That's clear.
No, no. I'm more nervous than you. By the way, you are the second person that I am interviewing in English. The first one is the our HR. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the chat or the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
but so how are you? And actually, who are you? What do you do? So we will switch the questions when we are discussing this.
Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty fine. I have a pretty long day. As you know, I just switched to a new
In
company this
company.
week. Yeah, and it's expected my expectation. It's far away. I was thinking that it will be pretty hard to accommodate with new colleagues, but the guys are just awesome. A few things about me. Let's say I started as a PHP developer, and
When you started as a PHP developer, by the way, when was
I have only 5 years experience in programming. So I started 5 years ago as not even a PHP developer. I was working with Drupal core at the beginning.
oh now I
Yeah,
understand why you switched to Node.js and React stuff. Yeah.
no, at the beginning I really hated JavaScript because I couldn't understand it, and I don't know, I didn't understand why they have so many parentheses and brackets and things like that comparing to PHP. But I had to switch to another town, to another city, and the biggest offer was a full stack JavaScript developer, and I didn't have a clue about JavaScript. So that was my first interaction. The company that I worked at back in the days, they have React in the front end and PHP in the back end, but it was only for 3 months the PHP because the architect decided let's move everything to Node.js with GraphQL. And it was very hard for me at the beginning. At the beginning, I didn't understand React at all. I didn't understand why switching from PHP from template engines to components in React or components in JavaScript doesn't
So
make any
you
sense
were
for
working
me.
with MVC style programming, right? With the model
Yes,
view controllers. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It took me 8 months to understand and work with JavaScript. So it's 8 long months to until I can say that I could take a task, both front end and back end, and implement it uh, until production. But after that, I just I guess I just fall in love with JavaScript because I found that React is such a powerful tool. And I don't know, as a developer, my target was from the beginning to be able to do full stack, both front end and back end. And JavaScript was very handy because with JavaScript you can be a full stack developer, like let's say in 2 years. But if you are trying to, I don't know, combine technologies, it's much more harder for you to be in place with everything that's new on multiple technologies. But these days, for example, I'm already thinking to learn something else.
Which is,
I don't know. It could be Flutter.
oh, you're switching to Flutter side. Okay.
No, not switching. I just interacting for the beginning.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
You will love Flutter and you will regret everything that you spent your life with JavaScript.
No, at this moment I don't think the. I understand that the Flutter it's a bit more powerful,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe much more optimized, but the community is not so big.
yeah.
So I still think that if you want something fast without reinventing the well, you should go with React Native all the time because the community is huge. You have a package for basically everything. For example, I'm not good at animations, both mobile or web. And I like React because we have a lot of libraries that could do the job for us. Even though I also started to learn a bit about animations in CSS, so also to be able to do it on by myself. But yeah, at this moment, I think React Native it's the most powerful tool on the market. It's made by Facebook, so who doesn't know about Facebook and
But
how much money they make?
let me trigger the topic here. So, when we discuss about the popularity, we most of the time see the products that Facebook made, like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook as well. Facebook ads kind of thing. They were written in React.js because Facebook created those framework or those support whatever, and it's really powerful to convince people, okay, this is React Native, and these are the apps that in the market, and this is most of them in the top 10, and which is hard to discuss because, for example, I hate React, and but I'm a
I know that.
I'm a Flutter guy. But when I say people that okay, Flutter is powerful, where you can even create application in Dart on desktop, web, whatever. But when it comes to showcase thing, okay, Alibaba built in Flutter, and there's only one more thing with that Google used Flutter in their application, and it was Ads. I believe Google Ads was written in Flutter, the mobile app. Even Google didn't switch to Flutter with their full stack or full applications, but Facebook did it. Facebook did
Yeah.
it, and so there's a huge support, like you said, the community, even the creator of the tool. Let's call it tool. Even the creator of the tool use their framework or their tool to produce the applications. That means that they trust that tool. But on the other hand, Google does not give a shit about their Flutter. They don't care, and they ask their
Yeah.
their partners to use Flutter. Like, okay, Alibaba, we know that you are going to build mobile application. Why not use Flutter? And we will see in the road. What are the problems, but and we can help you get through with it. And it's scary as hell when when you're startup, or when you are lack of money or lack of time or lack of developers or resource. Let's call it in a one word. So when you are lack of resource, yeah, React Native is
Yeah.
one of the most powerful tool
I don't know.
for
Maybe Flutter
delivering
it's
application.
an MVP at this moment, so they are still
No,
collecting feedback with what they still need to
no,
improve
it's
it.
not MVP, man. They spent 4 or 5 years for Flutter 1.
Really?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
that, will they spend 4 or 5 years with like what,
And
with
right
two
now,
developers?
but but right now they have Flutter 2 released already. Yeah. By the way, if you like, we can switch to question that I have in my mind. Uh,
Go
okay. By the way,
forward.
guys, I'm going to switch to Turkish right now. Bu arada arkadaşlar sorularınızı Türkçe yazabilirsiniz. Ben şey yapabilirim. Okay, we have a first question before mine. Samet X just asked you which one is better, JavaScript. Okay, I hate this kind of question. Which is better? Which is kind of thing. They all,
Yeah, they are all good. It depends
yeah,
on the showcase. I cannot give an answer on that because I don't know Python. I use it a bit in the college, but to be direct for me, of course, JavaScript is better because I don't
yeah,
know how to use Python at all. But okay, let's try to answer on that a bit. As I know, Python it's very good for machine learning or this kind of applications. So for a machine learning, it's clear that you are not going with JavaScript, for example.
yeah.
It's that JavaScript wasn't built for that kind of things. But that's all that I can say about JavaScript or Python.
Okay, let's switch to JavaScript back then. So my question for JavaScript to you, Felix. Do you believe that you need to switch to new language? I mean, there are lots of things going on with the Rust, Lang, WebAssembly, Golang, or even for the front end. Right now, some of the crazy people just using Rust Lang with WebAssembly to create web applications. Also, I have noticed that some guy just write with Python script kind of thing on the web browser, but still in pre-alpha stage kind of thing. But do you think that in 5 years, let's say, or 3 years or 2 years, whatever, is JavaScript going to be popular as same as today?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What do you feel
I,
about it? It's not a, it's not a rational
yeah,
question, just about
yeah.
your
Another
feelings.
question. After HTML and CSS, what was JavaScript, right? And it's still on the market, and it's such a mature technology that I don't think in the next 5 years another language for front end could take the place of JavaScript. Right now, I heard about WebAssembly. I didn't use it. I know it's pretty good. Again, much more faster than JavaScript. But I don't these days. I don't think that this is the problem with which language is much more faster. As you can see, the current hardware it's having. I don't know 32 gigabits of RAMs. I don't know, 10 cores. So resources are not a problem these days.
Yeah,
So yes, okay. When I speak about like I don't know web development or mobile development, if you want to launch a rocket, it's clear that you are not going to do a Node.js server. You are going with something, as you said, with Go, Rust, or even more basic for that.
yeah.
But for web development, I maybe it's not the best way to say, but I'm not so scared about consuming user resources. If you want, just take a look at how much, and everybody knows how much Google Chrome is taking. I don't know, like 2 or 3
And that is
gigabytes of
why
RAM
I
for
don't
four
use
tabs.
Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Do you use Chrome right now?
I'm always using Chrome.
I have switched to Brave browser when I need Chromium based something, but most of the time I use Safari. But when I need to use Web API, like right now, because StreamYard using Web API and it needs to communicate with the Chromium way, so I have Brave browser. But like you said, Chrome is the most popular browser, and it doesn't give a shit about the memory or CPU or whatever.
Yeah. So this is
And
also
if,
the answer to the my answer to your question. Don't don't take care so much about using some RAMs from the user. Like even when I'm implementing things, sometimes I'm implementing things on the client side to don't use so much resources on the server. What's the problem? If they don't have enough resources, they can go to another application. If they really like your application, they will buy a better hardware. That's what's happening these days, in my opinion.
But when it comes to the limits, for example, right now, I am working for a trading company, and we are the most important thing for us to have better performance, not like CPU, but network latency, let's say. So our microservices need to be communicate between each other the fastest possible, and
Yeah,
all of the services were written in PHP. But like you said, they will just have more RAM, more CPU, more, even they installed monitors in their cloud system, whatever. And but right now they are switching to Golang because they need to have performance. But for the front end, they only accept React.js because of the reason that you have said before, the community and the support. That's the bottom line. For the next question, for a good front end developer, they should know Node.js.
yeah. So
Yeah,
the question, yeah, Node.js is not related to the
front end. Yeah,
front end, yeah. But if you, I don't know, if you are in the beginning of your career and you are thinking about web development, and you are thinking to go with React.js, it's a very good tool. Or even though I'm not a fan, Angular or
there is
I'm not a
nobody
fan,
that is
yeah.
fan of Angular. I have
Or
met no one in the world that loves Angular.
yeah, me neither. But let's say React. If you're going with React.js in the front end as a beginner, and you found a good company, this is a bit off topic, but I also want to explain that at the beginning, don't go to a company where are 10 or 20 people. Go to a very big company where they can support you learning stuff, where
Yeah,
they have a mentorship program or something like that. So, I don't know, at least in the first year, don't care about the money, just care about the knowledge that you can achieve in the first company. Because if you find a
yeah,
good company, in 6 7 months you can be a demigod in or half god in React. And from React to Node.js, it's not such a big step. Yeah, the concepts are a bit
yeah.
different, but you already know the structure. You already know the objects or
JavaScript,
everything. It's
yeah,
yeah, it's this is what it's
it's the same
JavaScript.
syntax.
So yeah, and it will be just a small step from React JS to also learn a bit of backend of Node.js, and you are going to be a full stack developer. A full stack developer, again, you can earn a lot of money being a full stack comparing with only be front end or back end. So yeah, about Node.js is not related to front end, but yeah, it's good to know. But the first step, it's I don't know, especially from the people that are coming in IT industry in web development, and they didn't, I don't know, follow a college in computer science or something like that. My recommendation is it also start with front end. It's much more easier than the back end is, especially for the people that again that doesn't have a degree in computer science
Yeah,
or didn't relate it with that topic. You can go, of course, with React or any other tool for the front end, and after that you can pretty easily learn Node.js. If you are checking hiring announced these days, I don't know, but the most common one is React.js with Node.js. So this is where is the market, and I think it will be the same at least 5 years.
it's 5 years. Okay. So the next question is in Turkish, so let me translate it to you first. Um, Before starting React.js, starting learning React.js, which topics they need to know on JavaScript before switching to React.js? Which are the topics that need to learn first in JavaScript and switch to React.js? What are your suggestions that
Yeah, if you want
to
to speak like
newbies?
what you should know to, I don't know, the first step before going to React is of course HTML and CSS. That's the basic for web development. But after that, I think if you just play a bit with vanilla JS, just to have a bit of idea about the structure of JavaScript, you can go forward directly in React, in my opinion. This is what I did, for example. Yeah, as I told you, I started as a backend developer. I knew a bit about front-end HTML and CSS, and everything that I know about JavaScript was on click event on some button and change some colors and select some divs. And after that, I go straight forward in React. But I had a very good mentor, and I think he wasted a lot of time with me. I don't know, half a day. I'm pretty sure he couldn't work because I was so new in React.js or in JavaScript frameworks that I have questions at like every 10 minutes because I didn't understand nothing. But step by step, I learned it. So before going to React.js, just my honest opinion, just a bit of vanilla JS, and it's more than enough. You don't have to learn library because React comes with his own libraries. And yeah, it's having React. It's also having that JSX structure. So even vanilla JavaScript is not helping you so much. But it's good to know vanilla JavaScript because you'll see sometimes even in React you're using some event listener, some on-click events or something like that. So it's good to have the basic, but in my honest opinion, that's all. Okay,
Okay.
and to also respond to the next question, how we handle error in the React production and tools you know. I have to check that. I think the answer it's Sentry or something like that. So basically, it's a tool that you install on your React project, and you have a dashboard for that tool, and that will log every error that you have in production. But the best way is to don't have errors in production. This is why I recommend you have a staging, test it like hell. Every stupid thing that you can imagine should be tested to totally avoid things like that in production. Yeah, but again, sometimes even in production you have some errors, and I don't know. As React, it's having a production mode, so it's pretty hard to impossible to debug things in directly like in console or network calls or things like that. So I think the tools. I really hope that the name is Sentry or something like that. But if not, I will come back later to that topic. But there are
By the
tools in the
way,
market. You just install it, put a key that they give it to you, and they will log everything in a nice dashboard. So we will know that, I don't know, that reducer it's doing something wrong in that component. In Okay, on the line of code, it will not be there because it's for production. It will be only one line for the entire React app.
the ugly one.
Yeah,
For
the
this
ugly
kind of
one.
tool, we needed to have this kind of tool before Restroom when I worked with the AI company. We end up writing one. We had created a library for collecting errors with all of the frameworks out there because we had so many clients, and we had clients in React.js, Vue.js, pure HTML, JavaScript, and the CSS things, and they were big companies. So we didn't want to have a tool, so we have just written down with vanilla script, vanilla JavaScript, pure JavaScript. We have written down a library that grabs all of the shit in the browser when we have error
Why we
codes
create
on it.
something from scratch? It's like creating, I don't know,
Uh,
an
it didn't
authentication
take much.
system these days.
Yeah, no, it didn't take much because also it wasn't 3 years ago. Or maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. It just took for us to finish that kind of JavaScript thing in 3 or 4 hours because we don't need to have a dashboard. We just grab the log, grab the error in the browser, and send it to our pops up in the Google. Then we just grab the errors from pops up to Stackdriver, and we created alert to send Slack. So if one of the browsers has issue, but it's not like let's say that we have an error. So we have 1 million visitors. That means that we will have 1 million push to Google. But when we notice that we have one error for the same client, and if the error have the same issue, it only sent once. So we want
113 in the
yeah. And it was just fun, and we completed front end and back end for this kind of tool in one day. And writing the application in JavaScript for the client side took 3 or 4 hours. Backend took more. I don't know why. But still, it was fun. And like you said, even though when I was a Golang developer, I just needed to written down a JavaScript for the browsers, and it was way more fun. Yeah. Also, there's a
So
deep question
you are
for you,
not
man.
entirely hate JavaScript.
No, it's like a love-hate relationship with JavaScript. I use it, but I just ignore it. You know, when I need it, I just use it. But
Okay, I see. Okay, that's a very good question. I don't remember the name of the guy who spoke a bit about that if AI will replace developers. And I think the answer is no, because the AI is programmed by a developer after all. So it's pretty
and
much
it needs to be
impossible.
debugged.
And it needs to be debugged. Yeah. No, I
But I
don't think
believe
the AI.
these questions for the front-end developers. I believe
Yeah, this
question.
is what
Yeah,
I was thinking to go. Yeah, I don't. Maybe the front end development will not be the same. I don't know, but in 10 years, in my opinion, the AI, I don't know, the AI is doing like things in the house, like cooking or things like that. But I don't know if an AI will be enough powerful where I don't know, you can give a design to that AI and just tell it the AI, please make me a homepage from that template. It will be pretty
and
hard. I don't think we will see this kind of things in our life, but I don't know, maybe for our
in
kids
our life, so you don't think that it will be happen? It will be
anytime
happening.
soon. No, I don't know, because an AI that will actually write codes for you, it sounds so complex, and I don't think it will happen very soon. And also because these, I don't know, the company that are making AIs, they don't want to solve this problem. They want to solve other problems with AI. So yeah, maybe it's not an interest for that. And I don't know, developers will not be changed very soon for front-end development. I don't, as I know, what is the name of that stupid content management system that is, yeah, WordPress. Sorry for the WordPress developers.
When you say stupid, I knew that you were going to say that WordPress.
I hated it. But anyway, WordPress is having, as I see these days, a lot of tools that is helping you to make the interface much more easier. You just drag and drop. But
Yeah.
if you go with an inspect element, everything is with position absolute. That's not good for any kind of web development. Uh, I knew in my first company we had a front-end developer that this guy only made HTML and CSS, not even JavaScript. And for an entire web interface, he used only two position absolute. That's all. Well, he needed one for some burger menu and another one from other place. So no, I don't think it will happen anytime soon that an AI will write code for us. And even if it's going this way, it will be, at least at the beginning, a very bad code.
For the next question, by the way, I need to add something in Turkish. Kurumsallarda,
No
uygulamalarda
problem.
Java değil, sürekli Java değil. Senin fark ettiğin kurumsallar ya korkaklar ya da bankalar, onlar da 50 yıllık şeylere güveniyorlar. CTO'nun götü yemesiyle alakalı bir durum. Çok net söylüyorum. İsteyen CTO gelsin. Bu konuyla IBM'in genel müdürüyle konuşup evet biz özür dileriz Java diye kandırdık demişliği var. Java popülerliğini yitirecek. Back to English. This guy is just asking you to that he sees that so many people, so many enterprises uses enterprise companies are using Java in their backend. First question: did you notice something like this before? So did you see Java in enterprises?
I don't know, not in the enterprises that I worked at least, but I heard in one of my previous company, as I said, that we have React with GraphQL and Node.js. And we knew that our direct competitor is using React in the front end, but Java in the back end. So I will say that it's yeah, I heard about big enterprises using Java in the backend, like, but I don't know the amount of companies. I didn't check I don't know
I
Java
cannot.
versus JavaScript in the backend. But yeah, I know that are companies that are using Java. Again, maybe the Java it's a better suit for their tool.
No. It's not. It's not the best. It's the worst that we can find. I believe it's the problem. That is the problem with enterprises. They can buy a tool like SAP or hybrid, because most of the companies, when they buy SAP, they will buy a hybrid or hybrid, they call, I don't know, for their e-commerce website, and that was written in Java. When you want to extend the web application, you need to write something in Java.
So if you want to
So
extend the core, you have to,
yeah,
of course,
so
do Java code.
that is why they use Java, because the CTO just don't know, doesn't know anything about anything. Um, so okay, he sees that, okay, we need to pay $15 million per year. Okay, we can install SAPs in the clients. We can have hybrids in the e-commerce, whatever. So when the CTO or management decides to have this kind of tool, they need to hire Java developers. But right now, everyone is switching to API and microservices. In that case, they don't need to worry about the language they use. So they can use Node.js, they can use Python, they can use Rust, they can use Golang, whatever. But they don't need to have Java developers in-house, because, like I said, they are too old to communicate with. When I see a Java developer, I understand that they just hate everything. By the way, right now, Java developers are not fan of Golang, because Go just killed everything they believed in before when they code in Java. So they just ignored Golang. But at the end, we will see Java will fade out in 15 years, probably, maybe more. But
Yeah, it depends. I was thinking that PHP will die like 2 or 3 years ago, and
it will fade
it's
out,
still.
man. It will fade out. Trust me. Even Ermas is going to switch a new language right now. I convinced him to switch to Golang, and he hated more on PHP when he switched to Golang, because it's like let's say that you are using old Windows PC, and when you switch to Apple M1 Max whatever Pro, you just have, wow, that's the machine that we're talking about. And this is the same thing for the PHP and the Go, or Java for, and even anyway, I can trigger some people when we are talking about Java, because they spent 15 years of their life on Java, and you can understand this how much how old the Java is. So, and they can feel offended. So for the next question, one of the guys in here just asked a question for us. When I suggest people to practice in React.js, I told them to create a clone projects like Twitter, Spotify with their APIs. I mean, so they will know how to integrate with APIs, communicate with the APIs, and they will know life cycles kind of thing. And most of the time, I tell the people who are new at React.js, just 15 or 20 clones is enough to apply in a business as a junior. What do you think about this? A person that knows HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and switch to React.js, and right now they can create React.js applications like Twitter, Netflix with their backend APIs, also Google search. And when it comes to numbers, do you believe that 15 or 25 clone projects would help them to find a job, to prove that they can eligible for to,
Yeah, I, I understand your question, but I'm not sure how can I answer to that. I saw that these days a lot of people are trying to learn React by cloning projects with some step-by-step video and things like that. Maybe it helps, maybe it not. I think it will be much more helpful if they are thinking on an idea and try to implement it. Because maybe one day it will be, I don't know, a company around that idea.
yeah.
But yeah, if I don't know if you wanna learn React for getting a job, I think you just have to know the basic. As you know, life cycle of a component that it's very important. Uh, and this life cycle, when React is triggering re-rendering, how you can access what it's a state in React component. How can you access the state or change the state? How can you pass the state from a parent to a child component? These are the things that are important in React. And after that, yeah, you can go with global state Redux or things like that. If you don't have, if you want to get, I don't know, something from a component to a totally different component in another screen or things like that. But yeah, maybe cloning projects it's helping. I never did that. The only time when I did that it's when I had a project in our common previous company, and the client said that he wants an application to be a joint between Tinder and TikTok. That was the day that I had to install TikTok on my application, and I was thinking I never did that. How can I do that? I have no idea from where to start. And I found a TikTok clone on GitHub, and I don't even make I don't know, a personal clone. I just get the entire code and start delete everything that I didn't need and start building on that. So
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
you didn't know. I'm pretty sure you even know what application I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what application you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that you grabbed the source code from the GitHub and just
No,
built the
just
application.
the no the main
Logic or I
page.
don't.
No, the main page where you can scroll up and down and the video starting to play was a clone from a GitHub. Again, this is why I say React Native. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are a lot of
Yeah.
examples and project clones there. It was very creepy because it was written in TypeScript, and I didn't know TypeScript. So first I had to switch to JavaScript, the code, but it was pretty easy. And after that, yeah, of course, they had only 5 videos hard coded, and then the entire logic that I needed wasn't there, for example. But yeah, that was the core of my project that saved me a week before. Like, I just clone it. Okay, after that, I start implementing, get the videos from an API call. I had a huge problem with pausing the sound of a video because when you scroll up and down, the video itself stopped, the one that you just that was before, but the sound still going. And at the moment, I had like sound from 3 different videos in the application. So that wasn't managed by that clone because it was a dummy clone, but it helped me a lot. So I don't know. Don't clone entire apps. Yeah, maybe it's helping, but you can find a better approach. There are a lot of
Mesela
platforms that is helping people to learn
if
things
you
like that.
felt like if they can find a PSD and they can create a whole application, maybe, or design files or Figma, whatever.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. If you, I don't know, yeah, if you wanna, if you are so strong enough and you wanna prove yourself that you can do it, yeah, remake the Facebook if you want, or at least okay, the homepage of Facebook. Let's say that. But I don't know, without having the code on the left and you just copy paste it on your code because it's not helping at all.
No.
But yeah, if you wanna see if you can do, I don't know, TikTok again or Airbnb again, yeah, that's just my respect. I can't say anything else.
For the next question, can you share your favorite junior front-end interview question with us? So, if you are
Junior.
interviewing, yeah,
Okay,
I'm,
you wanna
yeah,
you wanna know about my first interview?
yeah,
Okay, in college, I had on web development, I took a five, barely a five. That was enough just to succeed the course. That's all. And I didn't wanted in college to go working in web development because I wasn't good at all at web development. And I applied for at least 10 jobs. I even applied for manual testing for games and I was rejected. I don't know if a lot of people know about that.
no, no, no.
No, so I applied for a
So
very
you
big
are just
company
playing
in.
the game and
Yes, and just okay, it's a
reporting. Yeah.
bug. It's a bug at level 3 when I hit the wall. I was rejected on that job. Uh, I started. I also tried for. I don't know if the. I think the name of the language is Delphin or something like that. The father, no, the child of Pascal or something like that. And also in the end, because I was nervous until 10 interviews that I didn't take any kind of job. I applied for a web development job, and my interview was like. Okay, do you know HTML? Yeah. Do you know CSS? Yeah. If they show me a page, how many divs do you think are necessary for that page? And I was like, I don't know. Let's say five. I think five
Let's
is
say
more
that.
than enough. Yeah. Do you know JavaScript? What you did in the college? And they hire me. After, I don't know, 6 months, I asking directly my boss, why did you hire me? Because I knew I was so stupid. And he told me, you was the last year in college, and a lot of companies are not giving a chance to young people that are want to try entering this market, and that's why I hire you to give you a chance. So it was amazing, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just yeah, that was a big, huge help for starting my career. But yeah, about funny things in my interviews. As just switched my company last month, I had like 3 or 4 technical interviews for all for React. And I don't know if it was a funny question, but it was funny the situation that I worked with React for I don't know the last 3 years, and I found new things about React during the interviews. So I
Which
was
is,
like, mm,
do you
like
remember?
let me think. Yeah, I used React Memo before, so to help React not re-rendering
Yeah, yeah.
so many times some specific content, but they explained to me on what level I can use it. So I was like, okay, I use it just for saving some table headers or something like that. But yeah, they explain a lot of things to me, and I don't know because I wasn't in an interview for the last almost 3 years. On the first interview, I was feeling stupid. In React, I was okay. Okay, of course, they started with small question, medium question, but at the end, I was like, dude, I'm stupid. I'm not a React developer at all. But after that, when you are working with multiple frameworks, it's clear that you'll not be a god in React when you are also working with React Native. That you in React Native you also have to know a bit about uh, the core of
Mobile.
iOS and
Yeah,
Android, and
yeah,
things are different. You also, if you are also doing backend development, yeah, it's clear that you'll have a few gaps on some
yeah.
technologies. That was what happened to me in that interviews. But at the end of the day, if you only know React and you go to a company, you have a React project. If the project is done and the company doesn't find another React project for you, you'll have to search for another job. So it's better to know a bit a lot more or not a lot more technologies than one. But as a funny question, no, I don't remember a very specific question that was funny in my interviews. Oh, that's a long question,
Yeah.
at least in
Uh,
Turkish.
So, do you think that in the next 5 years, um, the job listing for React developers is going to increase or not in Europe and USA? Do they
I
need
think
more React developers?
in the last 3 years, the market just go crazy with React developers. Everybody's searching for React developers, and we can even say, let's say worldwide, because these days, if a company wants a developer, the country or the region is not important at all. As you know, you are from Turkey and you already work with a lot of European
Yeah.
companies. Yeah, I think it will scale like crazy in the next years. Again, React, it's a powerful tool. It's sustained by Facebook, and I saw something really interesting that Facebook is doing. I hope it's not a wrong opinion, but I saw that they are starting to take out things from the core of React, at least in React Native. The things that
Oh.
they are not using so much, they just take out and they pass it to React Native community to be maintained. I think
Oh.
that's brilliant. Instead of them taking care about things that are not so much used, they take care of the about the core, and they go, because it's open source, they just go on Bitbucket and then give 10 guys, I don't know, just take care about that part of React. I saw that it happened to me today with WebView in React Native. That was, I don't know, 5 version ago was in React Core, and today I wanted to use it, and it was like nothing in React Native Core about that. And I saw that it's yeah, they do things a lot lately, but I think it's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move. They put the best developers thinking about the core, that the things that are most used, and
Yeah.
the things that it's used, I don't know, maybe about 10% of the people. They give that thing to these 10% of the people, take care about it, and do whatever you want with it, make it better. So yeah, it's totally brilliant. What was the previous? With 5 years. Yeah. So I think, yeah, it will scale up like crazy in the next, not 5 years. I think React, it will have at least 10 years in the market.
Do you know this guy? This is
Yeah,
your colleague.
this will
This
be
is your
Herman, right?
colleague. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Herman, we are thinking to switch everything to Flutter. We will call Facebook and tell them, dude, just delete your entire application and made it in Flutter.
By the way, let me ask you a question. Let's say, for example, right now my wife is going to start front-end development. What would you suggest her to learn first? And I know that you said just learn a little bit of JavaScript and switch React.js, which I suggest everyone to do this because spending time on becoming advanced JavaScript developer is not. When you have issues, you can just Google. You need to learn how to Google, how to solve problems. So just learn a little bit JavaScript, then switch to React. Okay, I suggest that too. But what would you
I'm in the same
suggest?
boat with you, to be honest. Don't waste a lot of time. Just learn the basics. Or if she doesn't have a computer science background at all,
No, she was an
no.
accountant before, and she decided to try front end, but she is not actually try. She will become a front end developer until she can make it, and she is really strict
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, in this
What would you suggest?
scenario, I think first of all you should start with even something more basic, like
HTML, CSS kind of thing, right?
no, yeah, HTML, CSS, of course, because this doesn't require any computer science
Yeah.
at all. But after that, before going directly to JavaScript, I think she should learn a bit about variable types. What it's a variable,
Variable types.
what type, like we can have Boolean, strings, array, object, and things like that. So to
So
have a
she
bit
need
of
to
idea
have
about the structure of
the programming, actually, the coding. not JavaScript
Yes.
or whatever, not the coding,
Yes.
the programming. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have variables in any kind of language that have different types. Okay, let's not speak about assembly language where we have word, double word. I remember that from college was insane. It doesn't help me at all these days. It doesn't pay my rent to know these kind of things. But yeah, just a bit about variables. I think it will be more easier for people. And I don't know, maybe reading a bit about what is front end, what is back end, and how they are communicating between them. Because it's good to know that when you open Facebook,
Browser or website.
the
Yeah.
database is not on your laptop, or that's so basic things like that. To know
Yeah.
that you
Okay.
have an application for the front end, an application for the back end, the server that is running. You don't have to take care about it, and they're communicating one to another. So really, really very basic things. After that, yeah, as we both said, JavaScript and just a bit of JavaScript, and after that go directly to React. She will run by falling in a lot of stupid scenarios, but that's the life for the people that are coming from another background than computer science. And yeah, as I already said, a lot of people that are coming from totally other jobs, they're starting with front end and they do a really, really good job. So I don't see any issue for anybody that wanted to start a career in software development.
For the next question we have, and also guys, we are um, just out of time right now.
Yeah,
So
we can say by middle of the night from my side.
trust me, it will never end. The live session could end weeks or maybe months.
Okay, so I should order a
So
pizza from now.
no, no. We will probably close the session in 5 or 10. I don't want
Okay.
you waste your time because you need to get
No,
rest. You had a
I
very
really
very busy
enjoyed that. I
day.
was very nervous at the beginning, but yeah, I'm going with the flow.
Okay. So, Fatih has a question. He won 4 hours of software training in a company. So okay, and how can he prove himself and get a job at the company? So he needs to find a way in 4 hours to prove himself. And I need to take the door.
Okay, I will answer to that. I don't know, 4 hours. It's not enough time. It depends if you are already a software developer. Yeah, maybe in 4 hours you can show something to that company. But in 4 hours of training in a company, it's way too less time to show them that you are worthy that for a job in their company. Uh, I think if you win for 4 hours, you should go for something that you already know a bit, improve that technology in that 4 hours to just hit them with a lot of question, and after that, see what they can do. Instead of that short time of training, I recommend if I don't know if you can go for a practice period of 2 weeks or something like that. In that way, you have enough time to learn something from that company and also ask them for a job. And if you are really good, you don't even have to ask for a job; they will offer to you. And oh, you are muted.
And
Ah,
yeah, I noticed that the Gregor is going to ask a new question, and I'm waiting for him.
ah.
He said that in the chat that he can ask a new question.
Yeah, we don't
And
even
we
have time
are,
we wanted to speak also about multinational companies.
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
hadn't mentioned
We,
those
we
things.
didn't touch that topic at all.
Yeah. Okay, we will do in a second. Gregor is saying that. Şu an diyelim ki Okay, right now think about yourself that you don't know anything about programming. You don't know anything about coding, programming, browser, whatever, and you want to find a job, get a job in 1 year, and you can spend only 6 hours a day. How would you work? How will you study? But you
I,
should consider yourself about the doesn't know about anything. You will start from scratch. What would your roadmap to get a job in 1 year?
6 hours a day for 1 year, it's huge.
Yeah,
You can make 3 years of college in this time.
totally.
Because now, let's say in college, normally what you have to go 20 hours a week. So not such a big deal. But 6 hours a day in 1 year, I don't know, you can go almost to a mid position after that kind of things. Uh, I don't know. If you have 6 hours, let's say you don't need 6 hours, that's for sure. You have 4 hours a day. There are a lot of trainers that are doing 3 or 6 months programs with 4 hours a day, and you will also have like a license or something after that training, and with that you can go totally for a job. I think the most important thing that you have to take in consideration is what would you like to do in computer science, like web programming, mobile programming, automotive programming. After you take that decision, find the course, even if you have to pay for it. It's pretty sure you have to pay it. If you can find something around you that will have an actual class to be there to ask the question directly, it will be even better, in my opinion. But it also depends if you are a self-learner and you can learn by online. But in my opinion, it's much more better to have to be in a real class. So just take a decision. What would you like to do in computer science? Find the course around you. I saw courses like that for like $400 or $800. If you don't have the money, even that is not a problem. There are a lot of trainers that you make a contract and you pay the money only after you get a job in that field. So this is my opinion on that. Just do it. 1 year, it's a lot of time. You can do in 3 or 6 months with 4 hours a day without any kind of issue.
Totally. For the next question, since you have both side of experience with React and React Native, and let me read it in Turkish as well. um, what are the topics or the important things for a React JS developer to become a React Native developer? What he or she needs to learn
Nothing.
when they need this? Nothing. So they can just install.
No, no, not like that. For example, I was a React developer for like something like 1 year and a half, and after that I switched the company, and they asked me, "Do you want to learn React Native?" And I don't know nothing about mobile development, but if you want to give me some time, I will do it. And they put me on a project with somebody that already knows React Native, and that project was a short one, like 3 months. The big difference that are from React to React Native, like instead of divs, you have view. So like the basic components of the phone are a bit different than the web ones, but the idea is the same. You have the core of React, it's exactly the same. So you don't have to, I don't know, be worried about that it will be such a big deal. The things that will be different, it's when you are starting in React Native to use phone Bluetooth or phone GPS location and things like that. This is a bit different than the web, but no, you don't have to be worried from switching from React to React Native, or do both of them, because again, it's the same core. So just read a bit about React Native, especially about the render part. Like, okay, in web we render divs and paragraphs and things like that. Just check what you render in React Native. they have everything. It's in a view. They have a text component where you render text. They have like touchable opacity for buttons, so you know that that things is clickable instead of button in the web. So basically everything it's pretty much one-on-one with just a few exceptions. So you don't have to worry about. And yeah, the big difference is in web you have on click event, and on mobile you have on press. Again, one-on-one match, just a different name for the same thing. So I think
So
that
they
that
just need to go for it. Yeah.
just go for it. Yeah, it's very simple. Just go for it. Uh, Again, if you are already a React developer, maybe you are also using Redux. You can do the same thing in mobile, exactly the same packages, nothing else, with a small exception for Redux, but we don't have enough time for that. You are doing API calls with the same Axios or Fetch, or like I can say that 70% is the same. So, and the difference is such small that you'll get it in no time.
So I believe it's enough for the React JS question. So I would like to learn more about working remote and working in a multicultural company. And in Western, we have so many friends all over Asia, Middle East,
Yeah,
most of
Europe,
Europe. Yeah,
South America, North America. We had people from
yeah,
Canada.
yeah. How was
I
it?
don't,
How was it
it was
for you?
awesome. It was awesome. It was an awesome experience that I don't know. Uh, you learn, I don't know, I learned things about Turkish guys. Like even if it's a sensitive subject, but I learned a lot of things about different
Yeah,
religions in the world, different mentality. I saw like it's pretty clear that I don't know. I don't want to say European. Let's say East European because we are Sovietic at the point. That we are thinking totally different than the people from Canada. They are much more
yeah.
open-minded and things like and especially things like that. But it was an awesome journey. It come to an end, unfortunately. It's not a problem. And I think the only downside that was in that multinational company, it was the daily meetings, because at the point I was on a project. Okay, I'm from Europe. The backend developer was from Asia, and the project manager was from Canada. So basically,
Yeah,
for me, it was excellent. I was in the middle, but for one of them was like 8 a.m.
eight
or 9
hours.
a.m.
Yeah.
No, it was like 10 or 12.
Oh,
Yeah, our backend developer, if we had after the daily, if we had to talk for him it was like 2 a.m. and he was there for us. Yeah, so some people have to make a sacrifice for
yeah.
that kind of things. But in the same time, yeah, I learned that we are very different, but the core is the same. Mm, maybe I was lucky to find, I don't know, such beautiful people that are like most of the way the same like me, there to help you, answering to your question, uh, giving enough time. And yeah, beside working and speaking about programming and projects, you remember that we also had gossip sessions
Gossip
where we,
sessions. Yeah, I was going
yeah,
to say that. Yeah.
yeah, when one of us was, I don't know, too tired or too sick about that stupid project that you wanna just finish
We
it.
need to have a
We,
break. Yeah.
yeah, just take a break and we just write to each other and say, let's have a gossip session. And we spent, I don't know, sometimes 10 minutes because one of us had another call,
But
and sometimes
sometimes
even
one
an
and a half
hour, and
hour.
even,
Yeah.
yeah, and we speak about, I don't know, everything, every stupid things in our lives, and it was awesome, entirely awesome. Like I also find, I don't know, a lot of things about Mexico, yeah, Canada and Turkey. These are, I
Bora
found
Bora
such,
also. Yeah.
we didn't had any colleague from Bora Bora, but look,
No,
a
no, we
good
didn't have
side,
a
if
colleague about Bora Bora, but we had discussed with
That was in the
Moving
gossip
Bora Bora.
sessions. That
Yeah,
was
in
in
the
the gossip
gospel.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still have to do the other thing that we discussed to stay 1 week in Dubai with our families and renting a house. I think it would be just amazing.
Yeah.
And I also want to visit, as you already know, Turkey because I found a lot of things about Turkey and I want to see with my own eyes. Same thing from Canada or a lot of countries. And I think if I want to go to a trip around the world, I have a place to stay for 2 or 3 nights in every continent because we
And
had
even
such.
more, not 2 or 3 nights. You can I believe it won't be a question when you want to have 3 weeks or 4 weeks or even more. Uh, I can talk
Yeah,
for myself, for Erman, and even Omar in Canada wouldn't mind that we had just spent 2 weeks in his house, to not paying a
yeah,
hotel or rent kind of thing. He would help us, so we
yeah,
can spend our money to, just
yeah.
messing around kind of thing, but not rent.
Yeah. So from that point of view, that journey was amazing. But for example, right now I'm a company from Romania that are having the main offices in 2 cities. One of them is Oradea, where I'm also living, and this is also coming with a plus. Yeah, of course we can work remotely. They don't take care about if I'm going to office or not. But the part with the office, it's pretty interesting because I don't know, you discuss face to face with people. We have ping pong sessions because we have a ping pong table.
Oh.
I hope the English word is the same, ping pong, right?
Yeah, yeah, same.
Okay.
Even in Turkish is the same.
Ah, and we
Ping
have
pong masası, yeah.
a hell of a coffee at the office. That's the thing that I like. So yeah, this is also, I don't know, it depends how are you built for like staying in house all the day to work or going to the office. I don't know when COVID started and I saw a lot of people getting fat because they wasn't ready to work remotely with the fridge in the next room. So yeah, that was I don't know, but that's another discussion with the downside of COVID and but I don't know, working at least hybrid. I think the hybrid is suitable for everybody to
Yeah.
check how it's to work remotely and how it's to go to the office. I'm following a guy on LinkedIn, and that guy is just awesome. He's working remotely for 10 years and I think like 6 months a year he's gone from house. Like he's working 2 weeks from the top of a mountain, a small village. After that, he's going to another country for 2 weeks. It's even the idea is to work remotely. I think you can do a travel book from this LinkedIn profile. So this is also a very, very big pro for working remotely. You can go anywhere. I don't know if you don't have paid vacation days or something like that. You can go work in, I don't know, from very early to midday, and after that you can go to the beach side.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. Did we start from a question about that discussion?
No. It's just all perfect. And right now I am thinking how would be awesome working in Bora Bora, laying down the beach kind of thing. I just imagine that when you say about having the vacations, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks there kind of thing. And
We have to
yeah.
start with 2 weeks in Dubai because it's much more cheaper than Bora Bora.
Yeah. So right now, we need to end this session, but don't close the browser. So we will have some private time.
So
So
a small gossip session
yeah.
after the live one.
Uh, so guys, thank you for watching and I'm switching to Turkish right now. Arkadaşlar teşekkürler. Eğer bu videoyla alakalı sorularınız olursa hani bu soruya neydi, bu soruya neydi falan gibi ben yorumlarda cevap vermeye çalışacağım. Güzel sorular geldi. Gördüğünüz gibi o da yani Felix de 3 ayda işini halledebileceğini düşünüyor. Ben hani 3 ayda yazılımcı olma videom var. Onu da söylemiş olayım. Tekrar İngilizceye dönüyorum. Back to English. Thank you so much, Felix, for
It was totally my pleasure.
joining us. It was really fun, and you just made it so crystal clear for the newbies, for the mid levels, even for the seniors. And right now, Gregor is saying that he is full of hope right now. Yeah, and
I really hope we help some people. I don't know, maybe at a point we should put together some small courses or things like that, trainings for people that are wanna starting in React or things like that.
Okay, we can do this if we create some roadmap. We can add it in description or we can pin it in the comments.
Yeah. You know that one of Western developers, ex-Western developers, it's having this kind of Instagram page where he explains things about web development. If you remember Javi.
No, I don't remember him. No.
Yeah, but the classes are in Spanish,
Oh, no.
South America. So if anybody wants to learn React from a Spanish guy,
And Armand says thanks.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, we really have to meet all of us this summer
No.
without any kind of exception.
So thank you guys.
So
Have a good night.
I also
And
thank you to everybody, and it was a nice session and pretty good questions.
so bye bye.